Things don't go back.
I went to
Until the 8th.
Quantum.
I saw,
Is never
well,
gonna sign
I was
a
over
deal.
at the police fair yesterday, and there were at least 2 bus drivers that couldn't use their buses.
Odds are you're right. Two polls.
Down to the wire.
He's also gonna help
Because
you
I read
get
the surgery and the doctor said, you're fine.
You for landlord.
I always wondered what I would do if the borough raised their rates on the parking meters, but they would entail replacing all the parking meters if they can't afford that, so.
You have about 30 seconds left.
I gotta wait for Mary Ann.
Don't sit down, you'll just be getting up.
You ain't got a shirt on there either.
Oh, boy.
Where'd the Democrat go?
Counting down.
Gee.
I get up slow, so I'm just gonna see.
Everybody please rise for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. What do we got going on? About item 4.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 4 is listed on your agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 4, approval of the minutes of the August 12th meeting. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 5 on the agenda, recess the Commissioners meeting and salary board. All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
What is all this?
Salary. All right, salary board's called to order. Item 3.
Go ahead, Democrat.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 3 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
I don't think you can, I don't think you were here.
Was I here for
I
that?
don't think so. All Warren and Treasurer Bennett.
Second it,
I will second.
Abstain.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall, approve the minutes of the salary board meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Get to abstain, right?
she did, I wouldn't really have to, but I will.
I make a motion.
Set the salary.
I make a motion to approve item number 4 is listed on the agenda.
Why is there a 6-month probationary period?
Because it's a new position, and all new positions are 6 months when you go into a new position.
Well, she's been an employee,
It happens everywhere.
Everyone.
In the past, you guys had discussed it and said that basically gave them an out to go back if they needed to.
but you were becoming a non-union. You lose the right to bump because you're not a union member, so I'm not sure that works that way. But apparently everybody knows that. I'll second it. We're on 4, right? You made a motion
Yep.
to approve 4.
Motion by
Yeah.
Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner
Okay.
Jean Greco to approve item number 4, set their salary for the non-union jury manager, clerical assistant, 40 hours, $15 per hour, per the recommendation of Judge Raymond Hamel. Questions or comments? Yes.
All right, so last meeting, you hired somebody as the jury manager,
Right,
not as the clerical assistant piece for $14.85 an hour.
right.
And so did you hire somebody without that salary being set?
No, we had a salary set before we changing it from the jury manager to this.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion, motion to approve item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 5 on the agenda, set the salary for the open full-time non-union position of judicial law clerk, 40 hours, $37.09, for the recommendation of acting President Judge Raymond Hamel. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve item number 6 is listed on your agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to set the salary for the open full-time non-union position, first deputy clerk of courts, 40 hours, starting salary 26, going to 28 after 6 months probation. Per the recommendation of Sue Evelson. Questions or comments? Same answer.
Yeah, what was the previous salary?
It was, previous salary was, in the salary, that was 22, or 24 to 26 or something like that. All in favor?
Aye.
Is she here? She gets to vote.
She just voted.
Okay.
Good morning.
Okay. All right, motion to approve item number 7 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 7 on the agenda to set the salary for the non-open, non-union full-time position of human resources clerk, $11 per hour, 40 hours per week, 6 months probation. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Make a motion to approve item number 8 is listed on your agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 8 on the agenda to set the salary for the open non-union full-time position of human resource administrative coordinator, salary of $30,000 per year, 40 hours per week. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion to approve item number 9 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 9 on the agenda to create the full-time non-union position of Director of IT in the Chief Clerk's office at $50,000 for the recommendation of Steve Stout, Robert Stout, Acting Chief Clerk. Questions or comments? Yes.
Probably 3 questions. A, do you have anyone in mind?
There's a person that has applied for another position that would be qualified, so we'll look and see what else is available.
Personnel matter you can't mention, right? Or you can?
Can't.
Can't.
No.
Okay, secondly, $50,000 for a position that has never been held before. And thirdly, there's no probation period on this one.
Well,
So
the
I'm a little
person,
curious.
yeah, the person hasn't been hired. When a person does get hired, that person will have a probationary period.
Same as everybody
The
else?
same as everybody else.
Okay, let me go, as long as I have the floor, the last question is, what is it that they do to qualify to start at 50 grand?
Well, they'll have to have the degrees and the experience to run the entire IT department.
This person has been vetted?
Yes.
Is it going to be advertised?
It will be probably posted internally. I don't know if we're going to advertise or not, based on the applications that we already have.
Okay.
Yes.
And can you give a description? What is this, Director of Information Technology? What are they
Person
directing?
that's the director that's in charge of all the software and hardware for the computer technology system throughout the county that we use. All in favor?
Wait, I have one more
Oh, I'm
question.
sorry, go ahead.
What has created the need for this at this point in time?
Here's the real question. Geez, I'm glad you asked that.
We're sitting up.
Finally, well, I was gonna get to you, but I thought you'd think of it eventually.
Commissioner Mike Jean Greco, you always have the floor as the commissioner.
We like the president, he likes to give the answer.
Well, you want to engage, go ahead, I'll let you jump in.
Look, you're talking about 50 grand, it's gonna replace what we now spend 150 grand on.
190.
190?
Well, you could have answered my first question with that, and I would have been
You
halfway
didn't
done.
ask.
Yeah. And currently, we subcontract out the IT services, and that contract ends in a year. So we're looking to make sure we can get everything switched over and start making changes. Yes.
There's going to be additional training and ongoing training for this position then?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Item number 10. Yeah. Everybody said yes.
Motion to approve item number 10 is listed on. What?
No.
What are you saying?
You said no
No what?
to the IT position.
But we did vote on it, right?
Yes, we all voted on it. She said no, the rest of us said yes.
Okay.
Item 10.
Motion to approve item number 10 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren, to approve item 10 on the agenda, to create the temporary, not to exceed 60 days, full-time, non-union position of GIS at the salary of $35,000 per year, 40 hours per week, for the recommendation of Robert Stout, acting chief clerk. Questions or comments?
Is this an additional position?
It
in the
will be
GIS?
for up to 60 days. Current
Well, yeah,
GIS.
well, cell phone.
Oh,
No, it's on. The current GIS person is resigning and leaving.
Wait.
So with what we're in the middle of with the projects right now, we want to get an overlap so that we have that going. Any other questions? Yeah.
Can you explain geographic information specialist? I mean, what are
GIS deals with all the documentation as far as the latitude, longitude, property lines, and all the properties themselves and where they're located, and the software that's included to put that all into the system so that it can be tracked electronically.
So it's like a map specialist
Kind of.
and surveillance.
and surveillance?
Scoop, don't you want to know why we're hiring somebody else to do that job?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you think
I already
I'm
asked
Jim?
that.
Did you answer my question?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any additional public comment on salary board?
Motion to close commission, no.
Yeah, what is it?
The motion to close the salary board and open the commissioners meeting.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to close the salary board open commissioners meeting. All in favor?
Aye. Mark the time.
9:10.
Motion to approve item number 7 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 7 on the agenda. Ratify the following general expenses, cash disbursements, electronic transfers. Questions or comments? Yes.
So when you have something that says $104,809 for children and youth, is that just for 2 weeks or for the month?
No, it could be for a month, it could be for 6 months. It depends on which transfer it was.
So you don't give dates how much it's
No.
covering?
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve item number 8 is listed on your agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 8 on the agenda to ratify and approve the seminar request and or payments for seminars. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Motion to approve item number 9 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 9 on the agenda to ratify the hiring of Janine Conklin of New Milford to the open non-union full-time position of Human Resources Administrative Coordinator, effective August 18, 2015. Questions or comments?
Wasn't last meeting she was maybe let go from a position, now she's hired?
No?
No? I remember the name Conklin?
No?
No?
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 10 with the amendment of a 6-month probation added to it.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 10 on the agenda to ratify the transfer of Amy Bishop of New Milford from the First Deputy Clerk of Courts to the open non-union full-time position of jury manager, clerical assistant, 40 hours per week at $15 an hour with 6 months probation. Questions or comments?
It says it's per recommendation of Judge Hamill. Where is Judge Hamill from? Like what county? I mean, do you know how far he travels?
Wayne County.
Wayne County.
Wayne?
All in favor?
Aye. 11, motion to approve item number 11 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 11 on the agenda to acknowledge the transfer of Sandy Henry of Hop On from the Second Deputy Clerk of Courts to the open Non-union position of the first deputy clerk of courts, 40 hours a week, $26,000 to start with an increase of 28 after 6 months probation, effective August 17, 2015. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Should say acknowledge and ratify. Isn't it already kind of taking place?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I'm just
Yes.
asking.
Yes. Should be ratified.
Okay. So voted? Good.
Good with the change?
Good with the change?
Change
Yep.
is made.
Motion to approve item number 12. Is that girl already there? On 12?
Yep, she started August 24th.
Then it'd be to acknowledge and ratify.
Right.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 12 on the agenda to acknowledge and ratify the hiring of Christine Tingley of New Milford to the union full-time position of second deputy pathonetary, 40 hours a week, $9.80 per hour, per the recommendation of Susan Ellison, pathonetary. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve item number 13 is listed on your agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 13 on the agenda, the hiring of Sean Rothwell of Browndale to the open full-time non-union position of judicial law clerk, 40 hours per week at $37.09, per the recommendation of acting president Judge Raymond Hamill. Questions or comments?
And how many law clerks do you have now?
One.
This is one, so he's replacing somebody?
Yes. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 14 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve, to ratify the transfer of Nancy Stouter from Nicholson from the part-time corrections officer to the open full-time position of corrections officer for the recommendation of Warden Shaw. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve item number 15 is listed on your agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 15 on the agenda to ratify the transfer of Matthew Orsham from Brackney from part-time correctional officer to the open full-time position of corrections officer for the recommendation of Warden Shaw. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 16 is listed on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 16 on the agenda to accept with regret the resignation of Curtis Walker from the jail effective close of business on August 14th for the recommendation of Warden Shaw. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve item number 17 is listed on your agenda.
Second.
Motion from Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 17 on the agenda, accept with regret the resignation of James Guthing from the jail, effective close of business of August 14th, for the recommendation of Warden Shaw. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve item number 18 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 18 on the agenda, accept and acknowledge a grant for medical assistance transportation program, the amount of $503,252 for the fiscal year of 2015-2016. This is a pass-through program administered by TRIA. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve item number 19 is listed on your agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve item 19 on the agenda to adopt resolution 2015-13, authorizing receipt of 911 subscriber and consumer fees for local use. Questions or comments?
Can you explain that? Is that costing us anything personally?
No, that's so we can get the funding from the state for 911. We used to get it through so much for the cell phone, so much for the landlines. This allows us to get the money from the state. All the money gets paid to the state and they send it to us.
Do you know what that amount is? You know, how expensive is it
Well, it's $1.65
per person or per call?
per phone. Per phone.
Per phone? Per month?
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 20.
Motion to approve item number 20 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren to adopt the resolution 2015-14, resolution authorizing the issuance of individual procurement cards. Pliget. Questions or comments? Yes.
What are individual procurement cards?
they're, basically, we use credit cards in the county for the different departments, and we're switching over to Pliget because they offer us a better deal and better rates.
Make a motion to approve
Wait a
item.
minute, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 21 is listed on your agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Jean Greco to approve 21 on the agenda. Adopt proclamation 2015-04 for the Suicide Prevention Week, September 6th through the 12th of 2015. Questions or comments?
Do you have any statistics on how the suicide rates are doing in our county? Have you heard anything? Has it gone down, same, gone up?
I don't have any, do you have any? I know you've been working on it. No. Coroner would have that.
The coroner would have, and they would be able to tell me if it's suicide or not?
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, at this point, we're at the public comment over the meeting.
Can you give a summation of what the high points, low points, and any monies that might be expended by the taxpayer as a result of the economic development breakfast yesterday,
There wasn't anything spent by the taxpayers.
or in the future?
Not that-
Okay, so what, can you tell us what it was all about? Some of us were unable to get there.
Well, once a year, they do have a breakfast meeting to invite the public to go over what they've been working on for the past year. Mark Smith from the governor's office was there. Of course, he was, used his time not only to talk a bit about economic development, but of course, talk about the governor's budget and of course, the governor's viewpoint as to what's going on with the budget. At the same time, we have a couple businesses that we do recognize for the Air Force City Nursing Home was recognized, and also Lee Furniture for businesses that have been long-standing in the communities and kind of like, you know, cornerstones of businesses. They do talk about the, you know, the economic development that's going on, what's currently taking place, and go over those points.
Bruce really wants to know who pays for the breakfast.
We already know that, so.
Economic development, or gets it covered through Cabot, I guess.
Does Cabot pay for it all?
I don't know.
Yep.
They pay for the
They
breakfast.
have?
Yes.
It used to be,
have.
it used to come out of Bradford County Center Progress Authority,
Right.
who used to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much the Progress
We all
Authority
put money
still pays.
into them, so if you backtrack it, it's us that's paying for it.
Yes.
And what were the highlights that they expressed for economic development for this coming year? What were their hopes and visions?
Well, one, of course, is they're still doing the, trying to put together the industrial park study and get that type of development going, as well as the water line to the jail, and looking at the opportunities for development down that corridor that they can do. Plus, they do talk about the $3 million they have available in the revolving loan fund to help businesses that want to grow as far as expanding, and any new businesses that want to come in.
Did they discuss anything about the gas industry and how they're doing and what their vision is?
No, there was no discussions about gas industry.
Anybody else?
All,
I don't know if you saw a copy of a letter I left here today or not, on that, get your rule. Well, anyway, I'll read the first paragraph, what I'm talking about, that I got. This is from our state farm bureau. We are joining with American Farm Bureau Federation and other organizations on a one-day WOP U.S. Fall Day. This is for Get Your Rule. Even if you attacked you previously on August 27th, please call Senator Casey in support of Senate Bill 1140, the Federal Water Quality Protection Act. And also, now the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is backing off. They say that this shouldn't be passed as it is. And I wondered if the commissioners would, well, Mary Ann says she'll call Senator Casey, and I wonder if the commissioners, because Jessup Township is going to get in contact with him too. Because, and some of the other townships, I think will, because I talked to Danny Bunnell over the weekend. And if if this goes through, it's gonna affect in Pennsylvania as much as 99% of Pennsylvania land.
Government wants to control everything they can, Alton.
Well, but when the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers supported this, now they're backing off, saying it needs some redoing. It shouldn't go through. And Senator Casey hasn't voted yet, and they need his vote to help have the percentage to overrule.
Okay.
And you've got a copy of it, Diana, you can make a copy.
Okay. Vera?
What did Mark Smith have to say from the governor's office? Did he have any interesting points at the economic development meeting?
Just talked about the budget, and he thinks, and the governor thinks what they're doing is right.
And what about, did he mention the severance tax, and did he go into that?
Well, yeah, a little bit. There was a question asked, and his response was that, they're not gonna do away with the impact fee. They're just gonna copy that bill and add it to the severance bill, so it's all still there. And everything should be fine and hunky-dory and not a problem.
Democrats always tell you.
And do you have any updates now on the highway situation and our roads and how they're developing? I heard 267 needs a lot of work. Do you know if that's on schedule for this year?
267, as far as my knowledge, is not on schedule this year. There's a lot of roads that need a lot of work. And it's continuing to work with, or have meetings with PennDOT to try and get something done. Yes,
Is there any possibility of them putting down fog lines on 706? Because winter's coming and those fog lines are absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I'll have to check on why they haven't done 706, because they've done a lot of the other roads. Of course, they didn't sweep the dirt off where they did them, so they painted the dirt and the dirt's gone.
Good enough
Line's
government
gone.
work.
So. Yes, Will?
One of the interesting things, Saturday the 15th, I go down to recycling. 20 and 10 in the morning, here they're painting 29 between the state line and Franklin Forks, which was just done last year and didn't need painting, but they're paying overtime to have that painted. Figure it out.
Right. Scoop?
So, earlier this summer, you guys created a Lyme disease task force. Where's that stand?
We're still in the midst of gathering some information from some other counties and putting together a committee. And hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we'll have a meeting and get this thing kicked off.
And then the snow will be
Ticked
flying.
off.
Kicked off, yeah. Then the snow will be flying.
Right?
Yep.
Is there any statistics showing that there's possibly an epidemic of Lyme in our county or northeast Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania's one of the worst states in the country for chicken Lyme disease.
So you're trying to figure out why? Is that the task force?
Too many ticks.
Well, we know why. There's too many ticks, exactly. Now the concern is that there are other insects now that have been infected with it, and if they bite you, that you could also get it from that too. So what they're trying to do, and the whole purpose of this committee is to get awareness out and contact information, so people that have issues and concerns and problems, they have a place to go. We're also going to look to try and tie it into the 211 system too, so that if you recall, the 211 system we did, what was that, a year ago? About a year ago we did the 211 in United.
Yep.
211 is a number you call for non-emergency items to get information, and we're going to try and tie it in with that too, so that if somebody needs information, they can dial 211 and get the information there also. So that's where we're at right now.
And then, can you give us any updates on the water line to the jail? Where is it at this point of
Still
development?
probably in a steel yard someplace, and no progress has been made in the last couple of weeks.
Has full funding come in yet?
No.
So
Well, the state hasn't passed the budget, that's the problem. When the state passes the budget, then we can find out what the state's gonna ante up and do.
So do you have the private funding that has come in?
We've had a couple companies that have said that they will participate, and we're still waiting, everybody's still waiting to see what the state's gonna do.
Are any gas companies offering money into
Not
this?
at this time.
Motion to adjourn?
There, all, we got, all,
Well, I think before another year rolls around for Hartford Fair, we should try to get that road fixed from New Milford to Hartford. Up until the last couple of years, they've always had a good road, tried to fix it for the fair. And the fair is a big thing for this area. And they had potholes there that they had lines around. If anybody drove it three or four times, you couldn't help but see them.
Well, Alton, we told them at the last meeting what the date of the fair was, and they needed to do that road. And they did do a lot of it, they just kind of missed some of it.
Well, they had to fill
Which
a
is
big
about the
pothole.
same quality we've been getting. But again, when we have our next meeting, we need to bring it up again. But, you know, please remember, you know, the roads are a state issue. And basically Sandy Majors and Lisa Baker are the representatives that should be, you know, hammering PennDOT as to why the work in this area isn't getting done. But by all means, I don't have a problem continuing to duke it out with PennDOT about the inappropriate work and lack of work in this county.
Well, they was potholes there, they could just ruin the rim or their tires.
I understand that.
That didn't call for it.
I'd just like to review a little bit of past history. The 28 cents on
Yeah.
the gas was to fix the road.
Highest gas tax and the worst roads. And, you know, again, I keep warning Harrisburg about, you know, economics, which I think most of them fail the course in, but when you continue to raise taxes high enough, then not only do you lose the additional tax you wanted, you also lose the tax you were getting. So if you sit by the state lines now, we used to have lines of cars on the weekend getting gas. You don't have that anymore.
They're on Vestal Parkway.
Exactly.
In New York. Do you know what they're using concrete for in the roads? I was driving on the Brooklyn to Dimmock Road and I saw clouds of concrete dust in concrete trucks. Do you know what's part of the roads that's being used for?
Can be using, well,
The bridge to nowhere.
yeah, don't know anything about that one.
Right near the Mashopin Creek Road, there was this whole mess.
Yeah,
Of
don't know anything
concrete.
about that one. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned. Do we have a second?
And open a retirement board meeting?
Well, you gotta read the commissioners meet first.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll now open the retirement board meeting. Now we get to that. Retirement board meeting.
Still got money left in there?
Yes.
All
Didn't all
right.
go away in the last week?
Unfortunately not.
Coming back today.
Good.
It's coming back today.
There you go.
At least until about 3:30.
All right,
That's right, that's right.
so how we doing?
Well, I was gonna talk about 3 items this morning, and I directed to pages 2 and 3 in the booklet. The first item, more administrative. As you know, we work with your third-party administrator, just as we work with your actuary and your auditor. And we are aware that the third-party administrator was not providing you the service that you wanted, so we work with them, and they have since moved your account to a different division within their firm. And in speaking with Rich thus far, it seems to be a positive step in the right direction. So those type of administrative issues should be a thing of the past. So that was one. 2, on the portfolio, on page 2, you can see the dollar amount of the retirement plan. As of 12/31/14, Susquehanna's retirement plan was a little over 95% funded, compared to the national average of 72%. So that's a function of the good work that you're doing in getting the liabilities down, and it's also a function of the positive returns that we've had as well. So that's some good news there.
And with the contributions we made so far this year, we should be fully funded now.
That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct.
Right.
Yeah, because that was as of 12/31/14, and there
Right.
has been significant contributions made since. And then the third item speaks to page 3, asset allocation and what's going on in the markets today. Just a reminder, the retirement plan, is a diversified portfolio. We have stocks, we have bonds, we have alternative investments. And so the reason why you want to have a diversified portfolio is for times like now. When the markets are pulling back, this portfolio, while it will also pull back, will not nearly be as down as much as the rest of the market. And with a pension plan that has retirees, you don't have the option of saying, well, we can't pay you this month. So to increase the value of the account, you need to have higher lows than everybody else. So by being diversified, when the market comes down, we should be better preserved. And then as the market moves forward, we're not recommending any asset allocations as a result of what's going on right now. We think that would be an unwise move. We're still going to manage this for the long term.
Okay, thank you.
Any question?
How much are you invested in fossil fuels? What is the percentage of the fund? And are you invested in any renewables? like solar and wind and hydropower?
Sure. Now, this plan does not have any specific restrictions on it, which is typical of most government county plans. So it would have some exposure to fossil fuels within the portfolio. I would guesstimate about 2% of the entire portfolio. And then as far as alternative type investments, the exposure would probably be about 0.5%, give or take.
Thank you.
Sure.
Motion to adjourn?
Bruce?
No, before the adjourn, Chief Clerk Stout is not here.
No.
He's listed as present.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn?
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jean Greco, second by Commissioner Warren. All in favor?
Aye.
Being so adjourned. Now there is an election board adjourned? Done now.
Because I'm not here to approve the minutes.
So I hear you were yelling at my nephew a couple
Because I'm like,
weeks ago.
it's always.
Which now? Because you don't want the truth.
Just telling you what you said, yes, I'm-
Oh, okay, good.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I guess the solicitor isn't gonna open today, is he?
No.
He did last time, so. Okay, welcome everyone, and we'll call the meeting to order at this point. Our first order of business is to elect a chairman. So open it for nominations for chairman of the county election board. Do I hear a nomination?
I nominate Gary Marshall to be chairman. Is that us or somebody else does that?
You do.
I nominate Gary.
Is there a second? I'll second it. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Since there aren't any opposed, I won't call for that now. Election of vice chairman. Any nominations for that? Since you haven't been on before, do you want to take it, Jeff? Would that be acceptable?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll nominate Jeff. For
Second.
vice chairman, okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Again, unanimous. Number 6, motion to authorize Lawrence Hardy, Director of Elections, to acquire signatures from the Board of Elections and order a signature stamp. Do I hear a motion to
I
approve?
make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carried. Motion to approve a temporary polling place change for Friendsville Borough from the St. Francis Xavier Church Hall, Friendsville, to the Newman Center, Choconak, PA, for the November 3rd, 2015 election, for the request of Lawrence Hardy, Director of Elections, voter registration, due to a heating fuel spill. The change complies with ADA regulations. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carried. Number 8, a motion to approve a location change for Liberty Township polling place from the Stanfordville Baptist Church to Liberty Township Grange Hall on 5010 Creamy Road for the November 3rd, 2015 election, for the request of Lawrence Hardy, Director of Elections, voter registration, due to the construction reservations at Stanfordville Baptist Church. This change complies with ADA regulations. Motion for that?
Yes, I make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion number 9, to request that Deputy Chief Clerk read back the minutes of this meeting for approval.
I'll make the motion.
I second.
All those signify by saying aye. Aye. The reason we're doing that is so we have the final approval on these polling place changes. That we're approving the minutes right away. Any questions or comment from the public? Or?
So I'm sorry, we need a motion for number 3, to approve the minutes.
Recheck it.
Somebody did, I will.
I'm sorry, I skipped that. I
Thank you.
apologize.
I don't.
Well, I
Do
don't
I hear a
do-
motion
I
to
don't-
approve
I don't
those
do that.
those minutes for May 13th?
I make a motion.
I'll abstain, I wasn't.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. You want to read those minutes back?
Yep. We have a motion by Jeffrey Tyler to nominate Gary Marcho as the chairman of the Board of Elections. seconded by Gary Marcho. We have a motion by Chairman Marcho to nominate Jeff Tyler as Vice Chairman of the Board of Elections, second by Nancy Kenzera. We have a motion by Vice Chair Tyler to authorize Lawrence Hardy, Director of Elections, to require signatures from the Board of Elections and order a signature stamp, second by Nancy. I have a motion by Nancy to approve a temporary polling place change for Friendsville Borough from the St. Francis Xavier Church Hall, Friendsville, PA, to the Newman Center in Chocona. I need to have township in there, PA, for the November 3rd, 2015 election, per the request of Lawrence Hardy, Director of Elections, Voter Registrar, due to heating fuel spill. This change complies with ADA regulations. That was seconded by Vice Chair Tyler. Number 8, motion by Vice Chair Tyler to approve a location change for Liberty Township polling place from the Stanfordville Baptist Church to Liberty Township Grange Hall on 510 Creamery Road for the November 3rd, 2015 election, per the request of Lawrence Hardy, Director of Elections, Voter Registrar, due to construction and renovations at the Stanford Baptist Church. This change complies with ADA regulations. That was seconded by Nancy.
Any corrections or additions to those? I see. Any public comment in regard to the minutes? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept those minutes then.
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carried. Any other business to come before the board? Now I'll entertain a motion to close. Are we going, our next meeting going to be just as needed? Or
I believe it's as needed.
yeah, if we had something come up, right?
It can be after any commissioners meeting.
Commissioners meeting, yeah. Okay?
Do we have a second for the closure?
That's it. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carried.
So unless there's another meeting, we're on again for election.
Yeah, we probably have.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Something comes up.
Now you can leave.
Felt like longer than 5 minutes.
Sorry.
Again,
Start at 41, it ends at 46.
I-
That's exactly.
How many times can we move Friendsville before we need to